Now, when we transfer from week to week, it can be cumbersome to have to delete everything that you have on your spreadsheet. So what I like to do is I like to create a macro. And so you put your cursor where you're going to start, and you're going to do tools, macro, record macro. Now, one thing that you have to remember is if you use absolute, that means that wherever your cursor is, that's where it's going to begin the macro when you're recording it. So if I'm starting to record from here, when my macro starts, when I initiate the macro later on, it's going to begin on B5. Now, if I use relative, wherever my macro is when I first put it on, it's going to go from there. So for this type of, for this, I like to use absolute. So we're going to have our cursor here. We're going to highlight across, and we're going to come down. Don't go too far down, only because you might delete some things. So you want to say like maybe like a couple of rows above from where your information is. So I'm assuming you're going to have more here. So let's say I'm just going to go up to here and leave a couple of rows. And then you're going to press delete. And you're going to go to cache and do the same thing. And do delete. And then you're going to save it. And you're going to save it. I like to save it as clear tabs. And I like 8 and 9 a lot for spreadsheets, and I'll show you why. And then you hit save. I have to use a different one. Okay, 9. Now, when you if you have a Mac, the controls are going to be different. So for a PC, it's Control Alt Shift, but you have to look at your MacBook. When you do your macro, you'll see the commands there. So let's do undo. Let's put our cursor here and hit Control Alt Shift 9, and then everything gets clear. One thing that I forgot to do is that I didn't put my cursor back at the top. So if you put your cursor back at the top, the macro will end up here. And that's something I forgot. So you can do it when you do your macro. Okay, that's it for this macro.